Hey guys, we're back with the 57 oval window engine that I got running for the first time since 1974, a couple of weekends ago. One thing we did, or I did with the test harness, is I set up an oil light. This green light right here, this is supposed to light up until we get enough oil pressure, then it would go out. I noticed that the light never came on and it never went off, so a couple of issues possibly. The light could be bad, or the oil pressure sending unit right down there could be malfunctioning. That is the original unit, so it might be a little bit old. So let's just do a couple of things first to see if the rig is set up correctly. So first I'm gonna just throw the positive battery on, get some juice. Okay, so one thing I read online is you can take out the oil pressure sending unit, turn her over, and if oil comes out of the sending unit hole, you're looking good as far as oil pressure is concerned. So let's give that a shot. Put the power back in. I'm going to leave the coil off, which is opposite of what you would think. The switch is up for off. And I'm going to turn her over a couple of times, and we're going to look in that hole, see if we get oil. Holy shit. You can see that we got a ton. So the oil pump is great. Now I got to clean up the mess. And then we can go back to checking the sensor, the sending unit, see if that's working. Okay, here's the plan. I got the air compressor going. We're up at least 100 psi. I'm going to take air pressure, put it in the end of the oil sending unit to simulate oil pressure. Once we get the light on, we put the air pressure in there. We can see if the switch is actually going to work and turn off the oil light. So let's get this set up. The hissing in the background is the purge valve. Alright, we got juice. We have no light. Let's see, where can I set you up? What was that? You can see the light? And maybe you can see me over here. No light because we have no ground. The grounding. We got a light right there. Okay. Let's get a better. There we go. Gonna add air. Let's see. Look at that. Put some air on it, light goes out. Light comes back on. So the oil sending unit is good. So what I think happened is we had a bad ground. It's been on there for about 10 years. I put the oil pressure sending unit on about 10 years ago, and it probably just had some corrosion built up around the entryway there. So we're going to put it back together, start her back up again, and see if that light goes off. Okay, so I put the oil pressure sending unit back on the engine, and while I was doing that, I decided to look up in the manual, which I should have done first. Turns out it only needs 5.7 to 8.5 pounds per square inch of pressure. So I had the air compressor on at a little bit over 100. I basically could have just used my mouth and blown into the fuel oil sending unit to test the contact, whether or not it was working. So it looks good. The only thing that could go wrong over the 50 plus years, 60 plus years would have been the diaphragm or the spring rotting out. So it looks like it's going to work fine. So let's give her another startup, see how she runs. Alright, here we go. Let's check the test rig. Put the battery on. We got the green light on. That's a good sign. Down is for the coil. All my wires are hooked up. Pressing the start button. Guess what we didn't do? Maybe put it on some fuel. Let's open up the spigot. Looks like we got some good fuel in there. Yep. Alright, let's go. Let's see what we got. So, oh, hey, running, buddy. Oil light went out. Definitely needs a tune-up, huh? It needs the carburetor adjusted. Alright, let's get this going. Stop going on. Alright, we got a little bit of smoke coming off the exhaust because that's where I spilled oil. It sounds a little tinny. I wish we could get that smoothed out a little bit, but it's running well.